Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Professor Madiasmo, President of the Institute Indonesia Chartered Accountants, Pak Arsyad Rashid, Chairman of Kadin Indonesia, Pak Hagianto Budiman, Chair of the Task Force Integrity and Compliance B20 Indonesia, all invited speakers and attendees, good afternoon and pleased to present my remarks in this special occasion today. Let me begin by expressing my gratitude to IAI and colleagues on the B20 Task Force Integrity and Compliance for the ongoing efforts to organize one of the B20 Side Events to raise awareness of the importance of the IFRS Sustainability Disclosure Standard as a global baseline standard for strengthening sustainability governance. This side event is also vital in terms of promoting and advocating for the B20 priorities among stakeholders, as well as reflecting the practical approach to promoting global, innovative, inclusive, and collaborative economic growth. More than ever, global economic growth is indispensable to sustainable development. However, according to the OECD, developing countries face a funding shortage of $1.7 trillion to keep them on the pace to meet the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. Fortunately, COVID-19 has an amplified ESG awareness and expectation among investors, public policymakers, and businesses. Investors are becoming more interested in companies that follow ESG principles as global sustainable funds attracted $96.6 billion in the first quarter of 2022. For this reason, sustainable governance standards are more crucial than ever in driving long-term investment across all businesses. While investor interest in the ESG performance of business continues to grow, the quality of ESG disclosure remains of the biggest challenges. Among 1,400 businesses surveyed by the International Federation of Accountants, only 51% of businesses back up their reports on sustainability with assurance. This is critical to be addressed as low-quality assurance poses an emerging investor protection and financial stability risks. With an estimated 600 ESG reporting standards globally, with many having differing interpretation of sustainability, the importance of having consistent and harmonized standards is underlined, as stakeholders are increasingly pressing for more transparent, consistent, and comparable sustainability information. Consistent and comparable standards will bring greater transparency and clarity and thus build stakeholder confidence in the businesses itself and in the decision making. More importantly, consistent standards will accelerate work to achieve SDG and resolve global sustainability issues. To help achieve clarity and encourage alignment, the Business 20, as the prestigious G20 engagement group, represent over 15 industry and more than 2,000 of global businesses and private sector, has advocated the urgency to promote the global sustainable reporting standard. In the B20 Italy, the issue of fostering sustainable governance had been emphasized through supporting the efforts toward uniformity of sustainability reporting standards across jurisdictions. This year, B20 Indonesia has a strategic chance to lead the global sustainable governance effort, where we focus on delivering actionable and sustainable policy recommendation that tackles critical governance issues across the globe. On sustainability disclosure, this topic has been discussed across task forces, where we see there is an urgent need to set up the global baseline of sustainability-related disclosure standard that provide investors and other capital market participation to evaluate sustainable investment projects and help them make informed decisions. Investors are easily exposed to greenwashing practices, where they face inconsistency of metrics and standards in identifying sustainable business. Indeed, lack of harmonized sustainable disclosure standards on businesses leads to different interpretation of the sustainability-related performance of large corporation and even MSME due to varying level of expectations coming from various stakeholders. For that reason, our task forces believe that we should promote and accelerate the adoption of a high-quality, globally converged and accepted sustainability reporting standard recognized by all G20 member states and ensure that business entities are equally obliged to establish sustainable governance based on the standard. Looking at this lens, I highly support the initiative of IFRS Foundation to establish a new standard-setting board called the International Sustainability Standard Board. The ISSB is set to provide much-needed uniformity and comparability to the ESG reporting requirement, as this standard is built based on existing framework and supported by the Group of Five, World Economic Forum International Business Council, and International Organization of Security Commissions. I am certain that this standardized framework will help investors and business leaders make more informed decisions and scaling up sustainable investment. Esteemed ladies and gentlemen, relying on the importance of the IFRS Sustainability Disclosure Standard to strengthen the governance, I would like to encourage all of you across sector to give constructive input to the exposure of this draft. I believe with the capacity of invited speaker today, we will get the most comprehensive thoughts, reviewing from the perspective of the business actors, investors, and regulator. Through this event, I'm looking forward to the concrete outcomes. Thank you very much.